my name is Erin, and today on the channel we're talking about what to do when a financial crisis hits your home. Let's start. Since 2020, so many families have experienced financial crisis. People have had job loss, pay cuts, delayed payment, end of contracts, and things like that. And today, I thought I would share with you about what we can do to continue thriving even when we are facing financial struggles. When this happens, the healthiest thing to do in the first place is to accept your situation, acknowledge that there has been a decrease in your finances, and then plan on adjusting your lifestyle to suit your new situation. So I'm going to share with you tips that you can do, things that you can do, hacks that you can do that will help you thrive even as you experience the financial decrease. Number one, you have to accept your situation and be open to adjusting your lifestyle to suit the new situation. And this means that you're going to have to cut on your expenses. I'm going to share with you some tips and ways that you can reduce on the expenses. And the first one is to live on a budget. The best way to manage expenses is to draw a budget for your expenses vis-a-vis your income. That way, you're able to track how much you're spending and also be in a position to figure out what you can cut off, cutting off the luxuries and things like that. It's a budget that will help you to figure out that. So live on a budget and do not spend what you do not have. Choose to live within your means. You can also choose to spread out your expenses instead of doing one-time purchases. For example, if you need to do a closet haul for the entire family and it's going to cost a lot of money, what you can do is to now divide it, like do monthly purchases. Instead of buying for the whole family, say that this month in November we shall buy for the children, then in December we shall buy for the parents, then in January we shall buy maybe for the other dependents. When you spread out the expenses, it does not pinch you like when you do a one-time purchase, and that will help you to continue thriving and meeting other bills. You can also look out for discounts and promotions. In this festive season, almost every store and every industry is doing promotions and discounts. So make use of these opportunities to pay less for the same amount and quality of goods. Also, you'll find that maybe you're able to buy more things than you would have bought if you were not utilizing the discounts. So look out for discounts. Another thing that you can do is to look out for cheaper places where to buy your goods. For example, if you've been shopping maybe from a supermarket and now like income has reduced, you can consider going to shop from places which are selling the same good, same quality but at a cheaper price. Consider going to Chikubo and getting the same thing but at a cheaper price. That way you'll be able to manage the expenses and thrive as a family. Another way that you can reduce expenses is to actually consider buying things in bulk. So you could be thinking, why should I buy in bulk when I have less money? Hear me out. There are situations where you get things at a cheaper price if you're buying particular quantities. For example, if you're buying a kilo of sugar, it could be at 3,000. But if you're buying 25 kilos of sugar, you could end up buying it at 2,200. And that way you have saved, but you're also able to buy something that you're going to use anyway. It might be a huge purchase, but if you consider that it is going to be the same amount of money that you're going to spend anyway in 6 months, then it's a win-win. So consider buying things in bulk. There's always a better price for bulk purchases. Another tip for reducing your expenses is focusing on the basic requirements of the family and eliminating luxuries. This is not the time to start buying Blue Band, Nutella, jam, and peanut butter. Like 5 items all doing the same thing. This is the time to cut down, and maybe instead of buying 5 different types of spread, you're now focusing on one. You're only buying maybe Blue Band or peanut butter. That way you're going to be able to reduce your expenses. In addition to focusing on the basics, not just on the things that you're buying for your family, but also your expenditure out there. If you're experiencing a financial crisis, now is not the time to go and act like a millionaire in wedding meetings, pledging amounts of money that you're not even sure that you'll have. be humble. Only pledge what you can actually afford to fulfill. You also must be able to use wisdom in order to watch your expenses. So you must do things like reducing the number of times that you're eating out. If you've been eating out every week, now is the time to tone it down to maybe twice a month or once a month, because you know eating out can sometimes be expensive. And if you really must eat out, watch the places where you go to. If you've been eating from Serena, from Latitude Hotel, now is the time to tone it down and go to Cavelli, things like that, like a place which will offer you a good meal but at a cheaper price, so that you're able to watch how much you're spending. Remember, we said one way to thrive in a financial crisis is to watch your expenses, and I've given you the tips on how you can manage your expenses. Now, when you are in a financial crisis, now is the time to use up your savings. If you've been financially wise and have been setting aside some money in your savings account or in the circle, now is the time to use it up, because you save for a rainy day. The rainy day has come. And so feel free to ask for your money either from the circle, go and withdraw your savings from the bank and utilize them, because you need it. Point number 3 is you need to be open and transparent with your spouse, with your family, and with your friends. So in case there's been a reduction in income or you've lost your job as a parent, go back home, tell your spouse, so that you manage their expectations. If your spouse has been used to a particular lifestyle, you need to sit down and talk to them and, you know, like let them know how things have changed and how they'll have to adjust. Be open with your children, sit them down and tell them, you know what, daddy has lost his job or mommy has closed her business, so things are going to have to change around here in terms of expenditure and expectations. Also let your family know. I know in many cases in our communities we are supporting extended family members, and so when there's been a change in the financial status, let your people know. Tell them that you want to be able to support them like you have. That way you reduce the financial pressure on you and you just really focus on meeting your needs and the needs of your nuclear family. It's the time to let friends know that you probably won't be able to contribute to their wedding meetings because you don't have money, but you can support them in other ways. You can give of your time and your presence and support and stand with them in other ways which are not financial. You have to be supportive of your spouse or family member who has lost their job, who has closed their business, or who is experiencing a pay cut. As the other family member, be supportive, encourage them, you know, show them that your love has not changed or your perception of them has not changed just because there's been a change in their financial status. That way, you know, it's encouraging and you feel loved, Bambi, you know. You're able to say, my wife loves me whether I have money or not. So be supportive of your spouse or family member. And finally, but most probably most important, I would say, pray to God. Pray to God to sustain you and to provide for you in this hard season, but also pray to him to bring up new opportunities and open new doors so that you're able to get out of that financial crisis as soon as possible. So please share with me what tips and comments you have about how to deal with financial crisis in the family, and yeah, I'll be excited to read them in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and share with your friends and family who are going through this situation and you think this video will help. Bye.